our channel. I'm Vicky from Performing Arts Academy Wales. Now, I know this may seem like a really stupid video title, just drink more water, like surely that's just the answer. But I have a lot of students say to me that they have no trouble drinking lots of water in class because they're working hard, they're thirsty, but they really struggle to drink water during the day. It's really important to be hydrated before you come to class. Well, I have a little story for you. Now, my fiance Julian, he plays football every Friday night, and he usually seems to be ill after football. He doesn't tend to eat then on a Friday night because he sometimes feels sick. And he was really struggling with this to the point where I was like, just stop playing football. But he went to the doctors and it turns out it's extreme dehydration because he's just not drinking enough during the day. And now he makes a conscious effort to drink more during the day. He's fine after football. So that's an extreme case. You don't want that to happen to you. So how can you drink more water during the day when you're at school and things before you go to dance? Right, my tip number one, have a drink as soon as you wake up. I know some people say to keep a bottle of water by the bed, but I actually like to have a really cold water first thing in the morning. So I have a jug of water already in the fridge. And as soon as I get out of bed, it's something I look forward to. I personally drink lemon water every single morning, and I can tell you it has changed my life. I've been doing it for about 2 months now, and I've just found I actually crave water during the day now. I don't crave sugar anymore. I've almost completely cut like sweets and chocolate and all that unhealthy stuff out of my diet, purely because I'm not interested and I'm not craving it. I didn't consciously do it at first. I just kind of would go all day and then be like, oh, I've still got my Easter egg left. I know, Easter was ages ago, but I still have my Easter eggs left and I haven't touched them. So it has changed my life having some lemon water. And I love my little lemon squeezer, and I squeeze it in every morning, cold water out the fridge, and I have my lemon water. Tip number two is make sure you've got a nice bottle that you actually want to carry around. That seems like a bit of an odd thing to say, but if you've got a bit of an old bottle that you're a bit embarrassed about, you're not going to want to carry it around. The other thing is make sure you can get your bottle in your school bag, because you don't want to be at the point where you're having to carry your bottle in your hand all the time because it doesn't fit in your bag. Because when you've got everything else you've got to carry for school, that's just a pain. The other thing I would say is actually make sure you've got 2 water bottles so that you can alternate between them, because all of these lovely bottles are a breeding ground for bacteria. So please don't use the same bottle day in, day out without washing it in between. So if you've got 2 bottles, you know you can alternate between them. My next tip is to take a full bottle of water to school. Don't take an empty bottle with you and then forget to fill it up. Take a full bottle with you and aim to fill it up in breaks or at lunchtime. Don't try and fill it up in the middle of class because your teacher probably won't let you do it. So don't be in a situation where your bottle is empty and you can't have a drink because you can't fill your bottle up. Also, you don't want to be late to class because you were filling your bottle up because you tried to do it in between classes, so do it at breaks or at lunchtime. Right, tip number 4 is to try and build it as a habit. So try and have a drink every time you're gonna have a snack. Now I know people say to have a drink before eating, but sometimes like my food sits a bit funny on my stomach, so I don't like doing that. But if you're craving something sugary or you're craving some snacks, have a drink then. That's a good time to get your bottle out. Now, my tip number 5, this is a bit of an odd one and I'm not too sure about this, but I saw this, some other people recommended it. It's like a 10 gulp rule. I'm gonna say let's go 5. So the rule is that every time you drink some water, you take 10 gulps. I just think that's a little excessive. So I'm gonna say maybe 5 if you're struggling at first. So you have a really good gulp of water. Don't just have a tiny little sip. Tip number 6, following on from that, to help try and make this a habit for you, maybe if you keep your phone in your school bag Every time you get your phone out, you get your bottle out as well. So you can check your phone while you're having a drink. Tip number 7, to know how much your bottle holds. I know in a lot of videos will tell you about downloading a water app. Who's got time to fill in a water app on their phone? And who's got storage space to download another app that you don't need, that you're not going to fill in? Just know how much your bottle holds and work it out. I tend to avoid bottles that only hold 750. For me, it's got to hold a litre. 50, for me, it's got to hold a litre. Okay, tip number 8, this is actually something that I struggle a little bit with, and that's that you need to make sure you continue to drink sufficient amounts of water during the school holidays. I find this really hard. I try not to drink too much when I get home in an evening because I hate it when I have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the loo. I don't want my sleep disturbed by having to go to the loo in the middle of the night. So I try not to drink too much in the evening so that that doesn't happen. But what happens is, when it's the school holidays, I'm not drinking throughout the afternoon into the early evening like I normally am when I'm teaching. So you have to really make a conscious effort in the school holidays to drink more water. And it's something I actually struggle with a bit myself. So I have to remind myself to have a drink in the school holidays. Tip number 9, if you really don't like the flavour of water, then maybe infuse it with some fruits and things. So like I said before, I always have lemon water first thing in the morning. If you're going to infuse your water with fruits, what I would say is take it infused first thing to school and then chuck it out, chuck the fruit out. Don't just keep topping up the water with the fruit still in there because it's gonna go all mushy and horrible and ugh. Don't. Just maybe chuck it out at lunchtime or whenever it starts to look a bit gross. Don't try and keep that fruit in your water bottle all day and keep topping up the water. Tip number 10, if you're really struggling with drinking enough water, maybe set an alarm on your phone. Make sure it's not gonna go off during class, but maybe set a little alarm on your phone or that it can send you a little notification to remind you to drink water. If you're really struggling at first, you could set it just to go off every hour and think, right, I'm gonna have some gulps. Right, my last tip is to go and get a glass of water. Now, wait, before you go, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Why not hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then go and get yourself a glass of water. Thanks guys, see you in the next video.